Hello, welcome, sports fans. Back to another episode of the Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. At First, I want to get on to we got a game 7 in the NBA playoffs and a very good series. Uh, I, but I will say there's a little bit of an asterisk in this series. Two key players. I guess. Some people could say Bucks fans can try to say, well, it's just Kyrie Irving and James Harden. But they've been injured this series, but the Nets got the butt whooped. And they got whooped last night in game 6 by the Bucks. 104-89 was the final. All you gotta do is just clamp up on KD, and the Nets are gonna lose last night. That's basically the gist of it. Just, play better defense than you did in game 5, of letting KD go off on you, um, and stealing game 5 from you. If not, then this series would be over and the Nets would be eliminated. But we got a game 7 nonetheless. We'll see if Kyrie Irving will go. I'm pretty sure Kyrie Irving's going to try to force that ankle injury to go in game 7, I would think. And KD's going to have to play pretty much like he did in game 5 because James Harden does not look good at all to me. I mean, game 5 alone let me know that he's got a ways to go with that hamstring. But still, I'm not going to give excuses. If the Nets lose this series and they lose game 7, this is one of the biggest bust teams to not win the chip. They were beyond heavily favored to win the chip. In my opinion, and they have every right. They had every right. I don't care about LeBron and AD. Even if they were healthy, I would still take the Nets over them. And I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm also a realistic fan, a realistic sports fan. And there's no way in hell that this Nets team should not be, be champions this year. But they're on the cusp of elimination due to the dynamic duo of the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis. Um, didn't expect Middleton to have the game that he had yesterday. He had like um, 35 points. Hell, he even had 5 steals. He had his assist, all that stuff. He had like a 35, 10, 5-5 game. Um, so he had a good outing. But also, I'm going to say this now. I'm also going to go on the other spectrum, not just the Nets, but I'm also going to go on the Bucks spectrum. Look, Middleton, good job. You showed up in game 6. Good for you. But way too many times more than not, past the first round of the playoffs, we'll exclude first round in the Eastern Conference playoffs. But from the second round on, you're a no-show like 70% of the time. Like you're not a number 2. Like if I was to build a team, you would not be my number 2 option. You just wouldn't be my number 2. You were great in the regular season. Good stuff. You've been for years great in the regular season. But whenever playoff time rolls around, you're a bust. Like to me, you're a bust. I don't. And honestly, look, if the Nets lose this series, keep the same team you have, and go into next season, you're going to be contending for a title. But if the Bucks lose, I'd blow it up. Other than Giannis, you got Giannis under contract. I'd find a trade partner for Chris Middleton. I'd try to make a package and put a new team around Giannis. I really, truly would. And look, again, I want to say this. I'm tired of big men shooting three, going out and shooting threes all the time. Trade Lopez if you had to. I would trade pieces to actually try to build a legit team around Giannis, a smart fucking team around Giannis. Um, I don't know. I don't know if you need to go a different coaching route. I don't know. Uh, Rick Carlisle resigns as coach after 13 seasons. Uh, that's going to be a loss for the Mavs. I'm not going to lie. As front office people have left also with the Mavs. I'm also hearing weird trade rumors or weird trade ideas out there on other people's platforms, which I think is fucking retarded. And I'm just gonna be frank here and be blunt. Look, I know I'm new to YouTube. I may not have the what am I saying? I'm 4 months in here. Uh, I haven't been a YouTuber for years, like a lot of these people on YouTube that have their channels. So maybe I don't have the, so to speak, say here to voice his opinion, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Y'all making videos on YouTube where you're saying that Luka Doncic to the Lakers this offseason, you're fucking retarded. All you people that are even remotely thinking and putting that out there, to even put that out there in videos, you're fucking retarded. That'll never happen this off season. It would take the bank and then some uh, for the Lakers to even do that. Then you got the South. I mean, the Lakers don't even have the cap for Luka. Like, you're fucking insane, man. You are fucking insane. Like, Luka loves Dallas. He wants to stay there. They're obviously going to try to build a team around Luka in Dallas. Like, you just don't go, oh, this is definitely a future MVP. Let's trade him in his prime. Or he's probably not even in his prime yet. As he's still young, very young 20, in his very early 20s. Let's just trade him. We don't need a Kobe Bryant that can last we don't need a great player for the next 16 years. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Fucking stupid. There's, look, I'm like I said, I'm keeping it very blunt here. If you're gonna have YouTube channels and all you sports people making these outrageous videos and claims out there, at least have some fucking sports knowledge, please. Like, I can say I have sports knowledge because I've been an adamant sports fan and sports talker since basically I could fucking walk. Okay, I'm an adamant sports fan, especially basketball and football. Like, I'm just okay. Like I said, YouTubers out there that are trying to paint a narrative, Luka to the Lakers this offseason. Go in your bathroom, look in your own mirror, call yourself stupid, stop making these dumbass videos, and slap yourself. That's to that. Now, I do think the Nets could come back in Game 7, win Game 7, and win this series. But like I said, Bucks, you may have just hit your lucky golden ticket because of two key injuries to James Harden and Kyrie Irving that have tilted this entire series. It has tilted it. If it was not for those, if they were not injured, this would have been a 5-game series probably, maybe 6, but probably 5. If they if their key 3 core, and let's not even honestly, I think 4 because I really like Joe Harris too. I really like Joe Harris. Like for my number 4, it's not Blake Griffin, even though he's playing good. To me, I like Joe Harris. I don't know what it is about the guy, but I like Joe Harris, and I'm pretty sure the Nets love him too. And I would definitely keep him no matter what. Um, but I just this I don't know what's going to happen in Game 7 because you just don't know who's going to be healthy and who's going to try to play in Game 7 for the Nets. But I'm still gonna I'm still gonna take the Nets in Game 7. I might be speaking way too soon, and Harden and Kyrie may not be at all healthy still, and I'm probably just expecting way too much from KD. But I just don't trust Middleton and Giannis in the playoffs. I don't. They've had a team for years that supposedly were title or bust, and then guess what? You busted all the time. You busted. You haven't even been to the finals yet. I I don't like the Bucks. They'll never win. They'll never win the chip. Not with Giannis and Middleton as their 1 and 2 punch. They're never going to win the chip as those two as their key players of the team. And yeah, that's just facts. I'm just stating facts here. Only way you're going to is if you loaded them with other 3 players as a starting 5. We also have, the Sixers choked big time in their playoff series. Like I said, I haven't been on because of work. I'll work a lot of hours right now. I'm working, and by the time I get home, I have like 2 hours to myself, and basically I'm eating, showering, and stuff, and then I'm laying down for work because I work 12-hour shifts right now, and it's very hard labor doing piping and stuff like it. It's hard, so I usually can't even move. So this month's another day off until I go in tomorrow night, but I'm making a video now. But the 76ers, you're not going to win a chip. And I'm about to explain. I've never understood the this narrative about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons to me is fucking overrated, people. I don't know when the 76ers are going to realize that A, this is Joel Embiid's team. B, Ben Simmons is holding back the team. You can't have your fucking point guard not be able to hit free throws, not shoot past. I don't fucking know. He can't shoot past what my grandma can't shoot. I mean, my grandma might be able to shoot farther than him. The dude just can't shoot. Ben Simmons can't shoot anywhere on the court. He can only drive and try to get a layup because his shooting skills are about as good as a melted down Butterfinger, scorched hot, and if you added mayo on it, that will make me throw up. His shooting makes me throw up. Ben Simmons, you ever come across this video? You have a whole off season after off season after off season to work on your craft. Why you can't have a 7-foot jump shot at least and beyond? is disgusting. I don't know how you look. I know you have some good defensive skills and yada 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 yada. You have some good point guard skills, passing and stuff. But yeah, you should have good passing skills because you can't shoot. You can't shoot. I would never, ever trade for you as a point guard if I can't even trust you to shoot. I would be shaking in my boots. You shooting a 5-footer, like you're just, dude. You're trash. In so many ways, you are trash. You can't have somebody like Ben Simmons as your point guard and think you're going to the finals or win a championship. And today, especially today's, and the way every team is shooting the ball now, I I don't know. I guess I'm the only smart one here that just doesn't see what the Sixers obviously are not seeing here. Um, this may sound crazy. I would rather I would rather have Joe Harris than Ben Simmons on my fucking team. I'm so over this Ben Simmons bullshit. But 76ers, that's why you're gonna lose. Uh, you're up. You're down 3-2 to the Hawks. I mean, this Hawks team is not legit, people. They're not. But it shows just how not legit the 76ers are. It's not what the Hawks are doing, it's what the 76ers can't do. And like I said, they do y'all realize? Why don't y'all go and look? Like I said, Ben Simmons is hurting this team more than people realize. Why don't you go and look at his just look at his free throws percentage. Shaquille O'Neal, a big man who is notably known as Hack-a-Shaq, and everybody worried about him at the free throw line, is shooting better than Ben Simmons from the free throw line. Fucking Shaq. Enough said with Ben Simmons and his capabilities. Trade him. Get rid of him. 76ers. You have had a good team for the last 3 years. At least 3 years. Good contending team. If you just would have traded Ben Simmons and got a point guard that can actually shoot the fucking ball. You have to have a point guard that is great distributor. I'll even take medium defense and can fucking shoot. And he's better than Ben Simmons. 10 times out of 10. I mean, hello 76ers. You seen what CP3 Chris Paul has done this whole season? Why were you not? Why would you not have even taken a possible chance where the Suns did? It baffles me. It baffles me. But continue to be stupid, continue to get in your own tidal way. But yeah, I digress. All you Ben Simmons lovers out there, continue to please rant and rave about how awesome Ben Simmons is. Yeah, my fucking grandma can shoot better than that motherfucker. That's fucking sad. Um, Also, let me know if y'all think the Hawks are gonna win Game 6 or win that series. Honestly, if like I said, it all like the 76ers can still come back and win and win this series 4 games to 3. But it falls as every year it does because Ben Simmons and what he can't do, it falls on fucking Joel Embiid to carry this fucking team. And I mean carry them. You might as well put their whole team on his back because that's what he's been. That's the only way they can advance is a prime Joel Embiid every fucking game. So for the next 2 games, you need a prime Joel Embiid to have a shot to win this series. If you don't, the Hawks are winning, and Sixers, bye. Go fishing. You can go skydiving. Ben Simmons can go and not practice and have a decent jump shot. Um, you can. You can do whatever. But I'm telling you, 76ers, if you lose, which you probably will this series, but if you do, get rid of Ben Simmons and trade for a legitimate point guard that can shoot and see what you look like next year. See what you look like in the playoffs next year. You're gonna regret it if you don't. I'm just stating the obvious. If you do not get another point guard, then Joel Embiid, and rightfully so. If I was in Joel Embiid's, there's been a narrative for a few years now that the locker room is kind of divided on whose team it is. It's Joel Embiid's team. It's his team. Yes. Has he had games where he completely disappears? Yes, he has. But maybe it's because the Sixers, you wear him so much down, and Ben Simmons, you wholeheartedly add to it because you can't do anything. I I've never seen a team where the number 2 option can't help with shooting anywhere on the fucking court. I've never seen it. And what I mean by that, I've never seen it because every year people rave about Ben Simmons. And I'm like, what the fuck is there to rave? That's what I'm not understanding. What is there to fucking rave about this guy? Someone please. Someone please explain that to me. Oh, you can rave about his defense. Good for you. Blah, 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 blah. Good for you, man. Good for you. Um, oh, he's great at attacking the basket. Okay. Yeah, because you can't shoot. Only thing you can do is hit layups. You you should be able to do that. It's just this is Joel Embiid's team. Get that in your head, 76ers, and get Ben Simmons the fuck out of there. And get him a competent number 2. Because he's one of the worst number 2 options of on any team in the NBA. Any team. Any team. And I'm talking about we can go to the worst of the worst record-wise teams, and I can pull out better second options from there and put them on the Sixers, and it'd be an upgrade. I just, yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of Ben Simmons. Um, I'm tired of the 76ers not realizing that Ben Simmons is just not it. Joel Embiid, they're wasting his years. They're wasting their title chance years. I don't know what the Sixers are doing. I've been baffled by the Sixers for years now. Um, if they don't fix it this offseason, then I'm just going to look at the 76ers like, you're just a fucking retarded organization. You're just a retarded organization. I guarantee you a lot of your own fans agree with what I say about Ben Simmons and agree that you trade him away and go somewhere else and keep it beat. Now, also, what's going to happen with the how long is CP3 going to be out with the Suns being in COVID protocol? Although he's had the shot, he's had the shots, so I don't know if that should kind of make the timing shorter from whenever he comes back due to COVID. It definitely probably does help from what I understand. I haven't had the shots just because I want to wait till like a full year of these things being out there till I put something like that in my body that's kind of new. I want to see if people have bad reactions or whatever. I'm taking a defensive stand on it, but that's just me. Everybody's entitled to do their own way. But CP3 did have the shot and stuff before he caught this COVID, so it could maybe not be as bad. Is he going to be out game one, game two? Like how much time is Chris Paul going to miss because of this? And does it? Let me know in the comments, please. Um, does this eliminate the Suns from being title contenders? Because no offense, the Suns went as CP3 went this playoffs. And Booker, look, Devin Booker to me is the second most important player on the Suns. It's Chris Paul, and the way he's played this year, he is the leader of this Suns team. And I think I think the Suns have done good because I think Booker has noticed that, and Booker has had no problems or no issues with letting CP3 take the reins and kind of going off of him. And I think it's the smartest thing he's done this season, hence why they're in the Western Conference Finals. And possibly could be in the NBA Finals. I just, I don't know how much time he's going to miss. I do know Kawhi's out. I honestly, I did not think even that little bump he took, I was like, dude, what? What? He's going to be out? Serious knee injury? The dude that always takes breaks and and just he seems soft to me. Kawhi on a lot of levels have always seemed soft to me, just because his little time load management bullshit that is I've never understood it with him. But hey, it seems like it's a serious injury. So some people are saying it's so bad it could require surgery, yada yada yada. I just didn't see it. I didn't see where this yeah. But if that happens, then Clippers, you're fucking done. Um, Even though you took Game 5 because actually Paul George decided to show up again in the playoffs, but we all know that is not going to be consistent with Paul George. We all know this. Like I would not be surprised if the rest of the games in this series, Paul George plays awful and they lose the series 4-3. Would not surprise me, and it would not surprise anybody out there. Um, but even if the Clippers win this series, I'm still taking the Suns in their next series, even if Chris Paul misses the first two games. I don't think he'll have to miss three, but I can see where maybe he has to miss game one and game two. I don't think he'll have to miss game three on them. I just don't think so. but who knows? I hope Chris Paul gets better. I hope it works out for him. Yeah, I hope he gets all that fixed and stuff where he's back to normal. And maybe he might have to take a couple days after he's good, just to get his body refreshed again. Because I've caught it last November. I know it can drain you and fatigue you and stuff. So maybe he needs to take an extra couple of days after it's left his system, to rehydrate and refuel his body and everything else, to be, at least 70 to 80%. But it this playoffs has been look, I'm not gonna overhype this people. This is not an exciting playoff. To me, I'm not really into this playoffs this year. It's kind of a boring playoff. And I think the main reason is because, dude, that all these players had like 1 month off, uh, 2 months max, and they didn't have a lot of time off before they had to jump right back into a whole another season. And I just think a lot of these players are just wore out. They're just drained right now, mainly because the NBA's trying to force money and stop from losing so much money. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Definitely after this season, I'd give them a full off season. Let them. Honestly, I might even think about pushing an extra month in there. Push it back the season like an extra month, just to give them a little bit more time off. They deserve it. I will say that for these NBA players, they deserve it, and they deserve the rest. And so I would lobby for an extra month for them. That's just me. So that's kind of where we stand on the NBA playoffs. Like, I mean, the Suns are just waiting. All the other series, they're pretty much not decided yet. We already have Game Sevens. Over this, the other ones are probably going to go to Game Seven. I can see where, minus Ben Simmons shooting and fucking bullshit. I can see where where the Sixers win Game Six and force a Game Seven. I can see that happening um, there with the Hawks. But I mean, hell, you don't know. You never know. But like I said, I'm still taking the Nets in Game Seven. Um, I just think KD and the Nets are going to find a way to win this series. Um, Mainly because I just they know what the narrative is going to be if they lose. That's just my opinion. I think they know, and I don't think they're going to let that happen. Like I said, KD had 32, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, they're going to have to count on. I don't know. He's going to have a wowing Game Seven probably to win that series. But if anybody can do it, it's definitely KD. So I mean, you got Friday's games. Like I said, game six, Philadelphia, Atlanta, 7:30. Um, Game six there. Uh, and don't count out Utah, people. I mean, even like I said, it would not surprise me with if two Game 6 and Game 7, Paul George has awful games, and Utah comes back to win the series 4 games to 3. Like I could easily see every single remainder series going to Game 7. Easily. Easily. And I think that's what's going to happen. I got the 76ers, to win Game 6. And I got the Jazz to win Game 6. And both of them forcing a Game 7. And I'm going to flat out go ahead and say it now. I have the Jazz winning Game 7, eliminating the Clippers in 7. And, depending on how Ben Simmons plays, the Sixers could still win the series against Atlanta because, quite frankly, the Hawks don't deserve to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're not an Eastern Conference Finals team yet. They're not on that level. But it does not. It's if the Sixers want a chance to win, Ben Simmons has got to do better. And like I said, Joel Embiid has done everything that the Sixers can ask. I mean, yes, he had some bad halves. I get it. But like I've said, and I'm going to stress this, the Sixers will always never win the championship if their point guard can't shoot from anywhere. Ben Simmons has got to be traded for them to be title contenders. I repeat, people, Ben Simmons has to be traded for the 76ers to be title contenders. Until that day, they are never going to be in the NBA Finals. Ever. And I mean ever going to be in the NBA Finals. So, but I can see where they do win this series, and then they just, whoever they play, whether it's Milwaukee or Brooklyn. Milwaukee or Brooklyn is better than the 76ers. So, I would take Brooklyn. Even banged up Brooklyn can beat the 76ers, in my opinion. They'll beat the Hawks, in my opinion. But honestly, like I said, I got Utah winning game 6. I got Philadelphia winning game 6. And then I'm taking Utah in game 7. And then I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say I'm taking the 76ers in game 7 as well. And I'm taking Brooklyn, so I'm going to have Brooklyn versus the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then I'm taking the Jazz versus the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. And in the Western Conference Finals, I'm taking the Jazz in 6. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm taking the Nets in 6. Then in the finals, by that time, this should be a fully healthy Nets team. I'm taking the Nets in 5 over the Jazz. So that's what I got for the playoffs right now. Let's get into some NFL news. It's news, but not news. Let's talk more about this Aaron Rodgers drama, dilemma. You now have ex GMs saying that teammates don't like him in Green Bay, and that Aaron Rodgers is very selfish. Hello, we've all known this for years. I guarantee you that's true. I don't think that's false. I think that everybody knows what kind of player Aaron Rodgers is. He is a drama queen. Um, he's wired a different way. He is very. He's just a weird dude, in my opinion. I've never liked him. Like I said, I call him a better Jay Cutler. Like Jay Cutler just didn't give a shit kind of attitude. That's kind of what Aaron Rodgers is. Because Aaron Rodgers is a very selfish person, and he is about himself more so than the team. But he is a hell of a quarterback. That's why I said he's a better Jay Cutler. But dude, it's time to trade him already. I think we're all tired of Aaron Rodgers and this whole drama with Green Bay. And honestly, I think the front office is tired of really just because we said go play football and let us do our jobs. You're going to continue to draw this out and whine and complain as much as you did this offseason. Just fucking go kick rocks. That's where I would be if I was the Green Bay Packers in their front office. The, fucking trade them, dude. Get what you can get for them and find out what your first round quarterback. You drafted a quarterback in the first round. You might as well find out while he's on his rookie contract if you got a quarterback for the future or not. You might as well go ahead and find out. So, yeah, I'd just go that route. Um, and I mean, the dude keeps taunting you, man. He's just like, he's saying he's enjoying a quiet off season, this and that, while he doesn't attend camp. So, I mean, obviously, he just does not want to be in Green Bay. Send him somewhere. And honestly, if I was Green Bay, I would send him to the shittiest team, the shittiest of teams. That's where I send him to. I would basically be like, I'm going to send you somewhere where the remainder of your years, you ain't winning a chip. And you're just going to live with the one that you won for us, and that is it. That's what the fuck I'd do. I would do that. I would do that if I was in their shoes. Trade him away. You should easily get 3 first round picks for him. No matter what team you trade him to. Easily get 3 first round picks. So that's just what I think. Honestly, I just hope this ends soon because we are in June, man. August is getting ready to run around the corner, just around the corner. I'm ready for football season. I'm ready for even preseason. I get excited about because that the regular season is just around the corner, and I'm excited. I'm ready for football. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's do something good this year. And please to God, let's have a decent defense this year. Because, whew, I threw up with our defense last season. But, oh, man, if you can call it that. But, yeah, just trade fucking Aaron Rodgers already. Just trade him. I mean, get rid of that drama queen anyway. You'd be better off. I know he's awesome at QB. I get it. He's got talent. But outside of that, his talents don't shine through whenever it matters. He's a regular season quarterback. A lot of people said that about Peyton Manning for years. Hello. Didn't see Peyton Manning acting that way with the Colts. So, and he didn't stay a Colt. So why the fuck do it with Aaron Rodgers? Get rid of your drama queen and find out what you got in your first round draft pick quarterback. You might as well while he's on his rookie deal. So, yeah. Like I said, the Packers front office has the leverage, not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers thinks he has leverage. You ain't got as much as you think, buddy. You ain't got as much as you think. Because even if Packers don't win it, but they go a full season with their first round draft pick as a starting quarterback, at least they can say, we found out what we got in our first round pick at quarterback. And it didn't cost us much in the process. So either way, they can have that front office is going to get something done off their checklist. They'll have something to work with and find out what they got in their young quarterback, all on the rookie deal, or they can go and build a team around this guy with the picks that they're going to get for your little drama queen ass. Either way, Green Bay is going to come out the winners, not Aaron Rodgers. That's also if they also trade him away to a bottom feeder team, which you should, because I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers ever get another championship because I don't like the dude. Never liked him. Brett Favre to me is the best Packers quarterback ever, not Aaron Rodgers. Also, let me know what team you think Aaron Rodgers will go to. Like, because come on, the writing's on the wall, people. We all are pretty certain he's getting traded from Green Bay. At some point, with especially all the new stuff that's come out the last couple of weeks, with the GM, with his comments, with Aaron Rodgers' comments, poking the bear. They're each poking the bear. With these anonymous GMs with the statements that was made there with teammates not liking them and all that shit. The trade is happening. We just don't know when or where, but at some point it's going to happen. So let me know where y'all think he's going. I still stand by. He's going to go. It's the same thing that happened to Peyton Manning is about to happen to Aaron Rodgers. He's about to get traded to Denver. That's where I think he's going. I think he's going to Denver. Because Denver is a legitimate playoff team. I wouldn't say Super Bowl team, but a legitimate playoff team. They're just one quarterback away from that. One legitimate QB away from being that. And Aaron Rodgers definitely would make them a playoff team. They have a great defense. They have great young players. They have great core. And they even have a solid receiving core. Like, Denver's not a team to just go, oh, they're trash. It's mainly because the quarterbacks have been trash for the last several years. That's why. Their quarterback play is garbage. And they're basically the bottom three in all QB stats. They're in the bottom three. Like, they're a quarterback away. So, and he's not in the NFC, so you ain't got to worry about him in the NFC playoffs. The only way you'll see him is if you play him like once every 4 years. What's the 17th game? I don't know how that's going to go. What's the scheduling for years after the trade? But, usually you play one division every 4 years. You switch divisions. So he's going AFC. And I just think it's going to be Denver as the takers. Because I think Denver knows that he's the piece they're missing right now. Because I'm not going to lie, John Elway can build a team. But as being a quarterback himself, he does not know how to draft or get quarterbacks. He has to make trades to get quarterbacks. I'm sorry to say it, John Elway. That's just facts, man. You don't know how to get. You, I don't think you'll ever draft a good quarterback. I don't know what it is, but because John Elway was one of the best to ever do it at quarterback, but you just can't trust him to draft a good quarterback. You just got to trust him to trade for a good quarterback. I mean, he did it with Peyton Manning. Don't think he won't do it with Aaron Rodgers. Because if there's one person in the AFC that will pull the trigger to make a big trade for an older quarterback, a future Hall of Fame style quarterback, it would be John Elway and the Denver Broncos. And I think, like I said, that's where he's going to end up. And honestly, I don't think Aaron Rodgers would mind that one bit. I mean, you got to think. Look at his lifestyle. Whenever he's his home, he likes that country. He would fit in fine in Denver. He would love the scenery. I think he would love the lifestyle there. I think that would be a match made in heaven. He got traded from Green Bay. I think that would be, you know, Aaron Rodgers would not mind it, especially off the field. Like he would probably love being in Denver. He likes that he that's just yeah. He's just gonna love it in Denver, I think. I just don't know how else to say. But like I said, I already picked my playoffs for the NBA. Like I said, I think all these other series are going to go game sevens. 76ers win. They'll beat the Hawks in game six, force game seven. Then also, I think Jazz going to beat the Clippers, force game seven. And obviously, the Brooklyn Nets and Bucks are going to a game seven. And you all can comment if y'all agree or disagree. But taking the Nets in game seven. Because Middleton, you had your game yesterday, bud. You ain't duplicating that much more. I don't trust Chris Middleton for the Bucks in the postseason. I just don't. He's not going to put up another performance like that. If y'all think so, then okay. I'm going to take Utah to win the series. Come back from down. I think they're going to take the next two games from the Clippers. They're going to win that series. And I think tightly, extremely tightly, even though it shouldn't be, but mainly because Ben Simmons can't shoot from any fucking where. I still think the Sixers will sneak in 7 games past the Hawks, but that's it. They're not going any further because, like I said, in today's NBA, the Sixers will never be in the NBA Finals with Ben Simmons as their point guard. Because you have to have a shooting point guard. And that's just something that Ben Simmons can't fucking do. He just can't fucking do it. For God's sakes, this postseason, Shaq's shooting better from even the fucking free throw line than him. That is pathetic. If I was Ben Simmons, I would be embarrassed as a point guard, knowing that I'm shooting worse from the free throw line than fucking Shaquille O'Neal. My God, dude. What do you do in the offseason to better yourself since you've been in the NBA? Because to me, it looks like nothing. You have not improved at all shooting the ball. I don't want to hear about his passing skills and his defensive skills no more. I can't do nothing with you if you can't shoot. If I need crunch time, playoff time, down the wire, you you can't trust somebody like that. And I'm gonna want somebody like that. Why I would not have him as my starting point guard. So that's where we're at. Also, like I said, I don't talk much about hockey or whatever, but I guess I'll go ahead and put it out there. Tampa Bay, the Lightning beat New York 2-1 to take a 2-1 series lead uh, in their little hockey series. Good for them. I don't like hockey. I've never followed hockey. I just don't like hockey. So there's your score. There's your series lead. Tampa Bay with 2-1 series lead there in that series against uh, New York there. Um, so yeah, there's that. Um, I do want to say I did see because I have been working a lot. I want to say I can't remember the soccer team, but I know it happened over the weekend. I just want to say to that soccer player that collapsed over the weekend while I was working, and his heart stopped for like I think they said from what I've heard, a few minutes, and then they resuscitate him, and then got him to the hospital and was in a stable condition. I'm glad that you pulled through. Um, I could not wouldn't begin to understand what those people at the stadium witnessing that felt like, but I'm glad that he's okay. So best wishes to you. Um, I hope that you get a speedy recovery to that soccer player and to your team. I hope that your team rallies around you and hopefully, find out what's wrong because, like I said, that had to have been a scary situation, especially for the teams and the managers and the coaches and everybody on that field. The scary situation. But I'm glad that you're doing good and glad that you made it through. Just go see a heart specialist, man. They'll find out if there's anything wrong because I just don't want to. I hate to see something like that happen again. But I'm glad that you're doing good. And like I said, to you and your family and friends and loved ones and all that stuff, I hope that you get better. And I hope that you find out what was the cause and that it can get fixed. Another note, on a very good story in the NFL. I'm glad also I touched on this on one of my previous videos weeks ago, where former tight end, mainly with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, was probably his best time in his career. But Greg Olsen, tight end, retired. Greg Olsen, his son, who's had several heart surgeries and needed a heart transplant. I just want to say it is such good news to hear that he got it. And recently he's now back at home. So to Greg Olsen and his family, being a father myself, I am very glad to hear that he got the transplant. I know it's sad, that somebody's got to die for your son to get that heart, but at least if a tragedy strikes, at least there's a future and a future birth out of a bad situation. And at least it saved your very young son's life. And I hope that your son lives a very long and healthy life. So I am very glad to hear about that story. Like I said, that is something very good that came out of something bad. Like I said, because somebody did have to pass away, but at least it wasn't a waste, and it saved somebody else's life. And that life was a very, very young child. So, um, just, yeah, to the Olsen family, good luck with that. And I hope your son lives a very long and healthy life. Let me know If y'all got any questions, y'all can even hit in on the chat, man, and ask us questions. Also, like I said in other videos, I'm trying to get y'all to comment. Tell me what kind of do y'all want me to do more lists? Like in the past, where I've done like the greatest first round picks of all time, the top 25 greatest NFL players of all time. Like there's videos where I've done lists and stuff like that. Let me know if y'all want more lists like that. Um, Let me know if y'all want more news on a different sport. Because, like I said, hockey, soccer, that's not my forte. I'm not a hockey guy either. But basketball, football, that is my top two. I do like baseball. Go Cardinals. Even though after your little 10-game winning streak, kind of been on a little downhill spurt. But I'm still rooting for my Cardinals nonetheless. Still rooting for you. Still rooting for you. Um, but just kind of let me know what y'all want to talk about. I know the NFL, we got the mini camps. Now, I will say, apparently, that since we're back on the NFL, look, the Bears were getting pounded in free agency on until that draft decision happened. They were getting hounded. People were calling for a fucking cleanup in that office with the coach, everybody. They wanted everybody fired. They wanted everybody on a stick. Chicago Bear fans were livid that they did nothing at the quarterback position other than get Andy Dalton. But whenever they drafted their quarterback in Fields, Justin Fields, Bear fans were like, thank God. So, like, that saved coaching staff jobs. That saved GM jobs. That saved a lot of jobs in Chicago. But apparently, that draft pick did more than just that because lately there's been a lot of news out there in Chicago that Fields is doing really, really, really good in camp. He's impressing a lot of people in Chicago. Now, currently, I guess Fields is on board with Dalton at QB, probably because as a lot of people fans know, and we see all the time, you start the veteran. Not you mainly even start the veteran if even the draftee looks better and plays better all the way up to that point, just so he could see live what it's like, the speed wise, everything wise, in an NFL game before he gets out there. Before he gets out there and takes the reins. Almost all the teams do this. Like there's been a lot of camps, trust me, where the veteran quarterback should not have been the starter, but they were over the rookie. But it's because they're a veteran for a reason. They've been on that field. They know the speed of the game. That's the main thing with the NFL at the quarterback position. Speed of the game adjustment. A lot of people think it's tangible this, tangible that. Speed of the game. There's been a lot of really good, who should have been really good NFL quarterbacks in the past that did not make it because those teams, game one, day one, boom, you're on the field, you're the starter. And then guess what? Those quarterbacks regretted it. And would come out in interviews later and just be honest with the local newspapers, whatever, anybody. Ask him what happened. Be like, I was not ready. The speed of the game, I just wasn't ready. So Justin Fields, even though they're ranting and raving how awesome he's doing in Chicago, still take your time. Give him at least 4 games. Let Dalton. I know Andy Dalton is not a good option as a starting quarterback now. I know that. Trust me, as a Cowboy fan, lifelong Cowboy fan, I know Dalton's not an option that you want as starting quarterback. Trust me. After last year, he wasn't the option I wanted. But it's still good to let him see and watch and learn a veteran on the field first, at least for 4 games. That way, they're watching it, and then after the game, he can pick that brain of that quarterback. Hey, I saw this, this, this. What were you seeing on this, 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 this? And then whenever he gets out there, he's a little bit more knowledgeable. So I think week 5. By the way, it sounds like he's doing in camp. Week 5 is a very plausible and very probable start at QB for the Chicago Bears for Justin Fields. Like I said, game 5 of this next season is whenever I would start Justin Fields. Now, another, well, not rookie quarterback now, but I will say I think there's going to be a big QB step up this year and start his climb into that top 5 conversation in the league. And I think he's going to have a bigger year, his second year this year. And that QB is Herbert out of Charger country there. I think I got a feeling that he is going to light the league up this year. I think Herbert having a full year, another off season, his a mini camp, all that stuff. Actually having a camp for the first time, and how well he played last year, being a rookie with no camp, all this for a rookie with no camp, and to do what he did last year was amazing. But I just think Herbert and the Chargers are getting ready. Better watch out for him. That's all I'm saying. As a playoff dark horse in the AFC, I'd watch out for the Chargers. I just would. I just think that Herbert is getting ready to take that next step in his career, and I think he's going to do it this year. And maybe probably a couple seasons from now, he'll be in that top 5 category across the league. I have no doubt in my mind that he has that ability. I really do. I really do like Herbert's mechanics and stuff like that. And whenever he's on, even last year's rookie, he had games whenever he was on, he was on. So, I would say out of the QB rookie quarterbacks, because some people do send me messages. Hey, when do you think this rookie quarterback will start? Do you think he'll start game 1 right away? I think the only quarterback that got drafted in the first round, and I know that a lot of people may disagree with me, and well, there's more than one, but that would probably do really good whenever he first comes on the field. Like I said, I won't even have to say the name because during the draft I said I didn't understand the pick, but I still don't understand the pick. But because of who his coach is in the organization, I know that they can still succeed. And that's Bill Belichick and the Patriots. And I could still see game 1, him being the starter right off the bat. I know Cam Newton, but Cam Newton is not Cam Newton at all anymore. He is not the QB he used to be, and that's not his fault. He took so much abuse for the Carolina Panthers all those years. He took all them hits, man, and he almost got himself a ring. So, not a knock at all to Cam Newton because he is awesome. He was awesome to watch. But he's not a starting quarterback. You look, if you're a real sports fan, and especially in football, you should know you can't have 9 passing touchdowns in a season. You can't. You just can't, and then expect to be a starter. You can have 9 touchdowns, but you can't expect to be a starting quarterback for the team. You have to expect to be the backup or third option. That's about it. So if there's another quarterback, obviously we know the Jaguars are starting Trevor Lawrence. There's no argument there. We already assume and know Trevor Lawrence is the starting quarterback day one for the Jaguars. But outside of that, I would say the Patriots are going to start their rookie game one, week one of the regular season over Cam Newton. I'm not saying he's going to have a great year because I still don't think he's going to be that good of a quarterback. But if you're not going to be that good of a quarterback, you went to the right team to probably still win a lot of games in the New England Patriots because Bill Belichick may not be a QB guru, but don't think that defense ain't going to improve and be a really good defense. He's going to have a good defense at some point in his early career behind him in New England. Don't go that route. But you do have a good QB, a good coach that knows QB and how to coach up quarterbacks, and Josh McDaniels. So, like I said, he could develop into a good quarterback. I don't see it. Like I said, I just think he's another AJ McCarron. But I'll wait to be proven wrong. Now, still, my opinion is the best quarterback from this draft and the best future quarterback from this draft isn't even Trevor Lawrence. It's Zach Wilson. I'm telling you, I still love Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. Now, here's the big question. This is the question now. Zach Wilson, to me, is the best quarterback talent from this year's draft. But did he go to the right organization? Is the bigger question. Because the Jets have not been a good franchise and have made a lot of boneheaded decisions for decades. For decades, the Jets have fucked up. So, as much as I like Wilson as the quarterback, if the Jets do this right with Wilson, they're going to have a future Patrick Mahomes 2.0. I kid you all not. You all think you're nuts. You got to be nuts thinking Zach Wilson can be a future Patrick Mahomes. No, I'm not nuts, man. I'm being dead serious. I know he doesn't have a lot of college film, but go look. That dude made Patrick Mahomes style plays after Patrick Mahomes style plays and made it look like it was normal. He made it look like it was his normal ability. Just saying. Just like Patrick Mahomes makes a lot of these crazy, awesome plays look normal, so does he. So, I do think that we got to see what the Jets' offensive line looks like. Because first they got to build a whole line around him, and then a good offensive core around Zach Wilson with the Jets. But if they can do that, the Jets are going to be up and coming very, 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 very soon, in my opinion. Um, like I said, right now I'm going to be answering some of the questions that I do get. So I answered who I think day one starter at QB will be from the rookie class. I just answered that. Like I said, obviously Trevor Lawrence, that's a given. The second is the Patriots quarterback. I think he'll get it over Cam Newton, and Cam Newton will become the backup quarterback, and I think he'll accept that role. I don't think he'll be happy. He won't be happy, but he'll accept it. He'll eventually accept it. Another question, and this one was a good question. So, and sometimes I really do like answering fans' questions during my next videos. Somebody asked me, knowing that I'm a Cowboys fan, and actually it was kind of weird. It was somebody, because I do gaming as well. I have a Twitch account. I'll explain that at the end of this. I will give you all my stuff on it. But some people, even though they're like not yet subscribed on my YouTube channel, they know that I have a YouTube channel on Twitch and my friends list on Xbox and stuff. But I'm going to take one of my questions from there. I was playing a rec game yesterday in 2K, and we was talking about football and stuff like that with it coming up. And he knew I was an adamant Cowboys fan, and he said his question was, we got on to Tony Romo, and he said Tony Romo is one of the best people to watch if to listen to while you're watching the game, which I 1,000,000% agree with. Troy Aikman's okay, and trust me, I love Troy Aikman as a Cowboys. He's all right. Romo is definitely better than Troy Aikman at that. But he asked me if Tony Romo, because we kind of argued back and forth. He said, could Tony Romo have went to Denver instead of retiring and took that team to a Super Bowl? And I thought that was a very good question. Because at that time, they had a really good offensive line and a really, really good defense in Denver. And that stumped me. It made me think about it for a couple hours. And the answer is yes. Easily yes. I've come to the conclusion yes. And like I said, this is one of the best questions I've had. Tony Romo would have been, as a Cowboys fan for years, after I look at his career now, he would have been better for several years not being on Dallas and playing for another team, because Jerry Jones and the draft, they went for skill set players instead of offensive line there for several years. And they had a horrible O-line and a horrible defense. And I just felt bad for him for many years. Many years he put up 35 points, but that defense would allow 45. But then he always got ridiculed every day by ESPN Sports Center or everybody, Stephen A. Smith, all these people berating him and calling him out, saying, "Oh, but there's that late interception again." But they all, but the whole time I'm like, dude, do you all realize that he had the Romo was very, very much so for years set up to not succeed. He didn't. I mean, anybody remember the Vikings playoffs? We beat the Eagles in the week 17 finale to clinch the division title. Battered them. This is even with Michael Vick there with McNabb. battered the hell out of them. And then we played them in the wild card game, battered the shit out of them again. 2 weeks straight, beat the shit out of the Eagles. And then this is whenever I confirmed it, and everything that I said up to this point about the Cowboys and Tony Romo. It proved my point 1,000,000%. Then we played the Vikings. It was Brett Favre's Vikings and that awesome defense he had behind him. The Vikings were like a top 2, 3 defense that year. And battered the hell. They beat the shit out of that O-line, Cowboys O-line. And I almost started screaming at my TV to pull Romo out because I was scared for him. He was getting hit so much and so quick from the moment the ball was high. Sacked all over the place. Like that's the game where it confirmed to me Jerry Jones and the Cowboys failed this man. So yes, if he went to Denver instead of just retiring, he would have took that Denver team to a Super Bowl. Yes, I will say that because with that defense behind him, that would never allow a team to score 40 on them, or they would hardly ever get a 30 bomb dropped on them. And everybody, you can say what you want about Romo, but that dude can gunsling, and he had an arm, and he could throw the ball. And with that very good old line at that time, that he would have put up close to what Peyton Manning did that one year. That I believe his best year, they did lose. They didn't just lose. They got spanked by the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. But that regular season, yeah, he put up a 50 bomb touchdown wise and stuff like that with Denver. Think he may not have touched 50, but he would have been between 40 and 50 touchdowns. He would have had amazing stats for Denver. So yes, would have took him to the Super Bowl. I don't care. Even if he played the Patriots in the AFC Championship game with Tom Brady, he would have beat them. He would have beat them because Denver also had better defense as well. And like I said, all they would have needed to do at that point, hey, Romo, can you go out there and get us 28 points on offense? Even if you're not a Romo fan, everybody that's a sports fan, a realistic sports fan knows Romo any fucking week can get you 28, can put up 28 points in a game. That's all you need. They would have needed. And honestly, I think that would have been an even better matchup against Seattle in that Super Bowl. So honestly, I don't know if Seattle would have won that Super Bowl either. So yeah, I remember that conversation, and that's another fan question I'm doing on this video. Yes, I think they would have went to the Super Bowl. He didn't say when, but he would have took Denver to the Super Bowl if Romo did not retire and instead went to Denver. But also, I think they would have won it. I think it would have been a very good matchup. But at that time, Legion of Boom against that Denver defense and Russell Wilson against that would have been a great matchup. I mean, even whenever Dallas didn't have defense and Dallas played Seattle, they had some amazing games. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, even Seattle had like this amazing win streak at home win streak. And guess who snapped it? Romo did. Romo went to Seattle and beat them. Go look it up. So, hell, you give them a Denver defense and a better old line than that Cowboy team. I like my chances of them to beat them in the Super Bowl if he can do it with not having that. Another fan question I'm going to answer in this video because right now I'm answering fan questions, and you all are welcome to comment if you all even agree on my assessment on these fan questions and my response. Will LeBron James and the Lakers uh, be better next year, or is LeBron James? How do I say it? He explained it. I'm going to try to explain this the best way. Is LeBron James going to have a down year next year? I guess that's layman's way to put it. Is LeBron James finally going to come down to earth, and is his play going to start to diminish, where he's no longer the best in the world? And um, this is two-parter. Also, are they going to retool the Lakers in the offseason? Answer is yes. I do think LeBron is. Look, obviously, if you didn't notice this year, look, I know the injuries did happen and stuff, but even in the playoffs against the Suns, first round, I LeBron was frustrated and beyond. Like he walked out with 6 minutes. He walked out on the team. Okay, in one of those playoff games with 6 minutes left. Went straight to the locker room. They were losing. Didn't even wait with his team. He left the court with 6 minutes left. Some people say he was getting checked for an injury or whatever. No, he wasn't. No, that has been confirmed. No, he was not. He just walked out off the court. So I think LeBron is already kind of going down physically. He's not going to be as dominant, and rightfully so. Look at his age. Obviously, as you get older, um, it he's gonna hit that wall. I mean, Jordan finally hit the wall. I mean, there's always you're not gonna be the best forever. So yes, I think LeBron is gonna start. He's already started, but yes, he's gonna probably go down in points maybe and stuff like that. And his ability is gonna dwindle some next season. Yes. He's already shown that even driving the basketball, he's not as strong as he used to be. So that's to answer part A question. Part B, it's the Lakers. Of course, they're going to retool. Yeah. As a Lakers fan, I want them to retool. And of course, they're going to try to find a way to retool. One of the things that I'm oddly looking at, and I seriously think it could happen, is pay attention to the Wizards and pay attention to Bradley Bill. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I have a feeling the Lakers are going to try to pull Bradley Bill and not sign Schroeder and try to get Bradley Bill as the guard. I love that idea as well. I strongly love that idea. And I think it could happen. I don't know how it would happen, but because they don't have the biggest salary cap for next year. But yes, to answer your question on part B, yes, the Lakers will retool. They're also going to get rid of old baggage, I think. I mean that respectfully. Look, Marc Gasol, you're not Marc Gasol anymore. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Honestly, I don't know how you played more minutes than Harold. I don't understand it. I would have definitely, if whenever we went down that first round, like I said, even if we made it past the Suns, as a Lakers fan, I said this team ain't winning the chip. We ain't even going to the finals. But Harold was definitely a better option than Gasol. And why he didn't really play, I don't understand it, but whatever. Marc Gasol is going to go. They're going to get rid of some of these older players, and they're going to get better replacements for them. But my main eyeball on the retool thing is Bradley Bill. I'm keeping a close ear and eye on any news because I knew there was news earlier, I think before this season, about Bradley Bill to the Lakers. I don't think that's completely dead. I don't. I think we're going to hear this offseason. I think it's going to be brought back up. And I love it. I like Bradley Bill. Um, so, yeah, definitely an upgrade from Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder, he ain't no Bradley Bill. And I already got onto somebody earlier, and other YouTube people out there making videos. And I'm going to reinstate this. This isn't really a fan thing. This is the thing that I've been watching because earlier I like to watch other people's YouTube channels as well. I support other YouTube channels as well. I have no problem doing that. But there is some farce out there. Look, okay. I love Luka Doncic. I think he's amazing. Everybody, can you agree? Luka is awesome. Love that guy. He is the future of the NBA. Like, he reminds me of so many different players, but he's the first Luka. He doesn't have to be the next Larry Bird. He's the first Luka, in my opinion. That's the way I'm going to look at him. I'm going to put respect on his name. But I have also been have said that he's like Larry Bird 2.0. And in a way, he is, but in a way, he isn't. Because on defense, he isn't. Because Larry Bird, definitely in key moments in playoffs and stuff, he shows up on defense where Luka just ain't there yet on defense. But offensively, I can't pick too much about it. But he does not shoot the three nowhere near as good as Larry Bird. But anything else, you can't. There ain't nothing else bad to say about Luka or his game. But let's get back on these YouTube channels that are just lighting up. You can even go on there right now or later on after I'm getting ready to be done with this video. People are putting out farce right now. Luka to the Lakers this offseason. You fucking high. I talked about this whenever I started this almost hour and a half, or an hour and a half. About an hour and a half ago, I mentioned a little bit about this. I'm going to mention it again. If you're going to have a YouTube channel, I'm only 4 months in. Don't just make content to make content, please. Because if you all think that Mark Cuban and the Dallas organization, Dallas Mavericks, would even think to trade Luka for any package out there, you're fucking retarded. You don't trade a player that's not even hit his prime yet and doing what he's already done. The dude is in his early 20s, has at least can easily have 16 more years. Stop. I'm a Lakers fan too. Love to have Luka, but stop making your these stupid ass videos where it makes you and your channel look like a complete dumbass. Complete dumbass. That's the only way I can say it. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. But that kind of goes into the retool thing. Look, obviously that would be a complete retool if we got Luka. But people putting that up, that dream on. That's not happening. I'm a Lakers fan, and I realistically know that ain't happening. We can give them LeBron, everybody but AD, and Dallas Mavericks, and Mark Cuban would say, no to that trade. It's not happening. Now, on the flip side, Luka, if they would give Luka a little bit of help this offseason and build around him and get rid of Porzingis, because I think Porzingis was a good player, but he's not great. And why is he not great? It's not his fault. It happens to a lot of big men since the NBA has been alive. Big men and their knees just don't last long in the NBA. And Porzingis, especially after having surgeries and stuff, it definitely doesn't last long shortly after that. I think Porzingis is good but not great, and the reason is not his fault. He's had knee surgery and stuff with his height and stuff and all that weight on his knee. He just physically can't do it like he did when he first came in the league. It's not going to hit that point again. So I would trade away Porzingis. I would build around Luka, get him another big, um, and get him some more shooters. Um, and you got a dangerous team. We ain't got to say nothing about Luka because Luka's Luka. Kimba got traded. Never mentioned Kimba Walker, so I don't know. Yeah, Kimba got traded. Yes, well, he didn't really kind of get traded. He signed. There was some trades this offseason and stuff, but Kimba signed. With the team that he went to with the Celtics there. It's the playoffs right now, so it ain't like Kimba got traded right now. It's past the trade deadline. So I don't understand what you're saying there, Two Face. Kimba got traded. You're gonna have to be more, put more in there if you can, please. Um, yes, Kimba went to a different team. He was on the Hornets. Now he's a Celtic, and Kimba's not Kimba anymore. He's also been injured a lot too. Not completely his fault, injury, but it happens. Um, Let me know. Like I said, I'm not that into. I think this is one of the worst NBA playoffs. It could just be me, but I'm not really that into this year's NBA playoffs. I don't necessarily believe even this year the best team will actually win. If the Nets don't win, then the Lakers are already eliminated, although they were not healthy at all whenever playoff times came around. There was just teams that key players got injured because, and this is why I said, once this year ends, don't just give them a normal offseason. Please add. I know the NBA won't do it because, that's losing money for at least a month. Look, did you see what happened whenever you pushed the money issue this year? Did you see how many key players got hurt and how many players were always in and out of lineups because they're constantly hurt? It hurt your league. It hurt your viewership this year. It hurt your money still this year. Either way, you're going to hurt your own money. NBA, add an extra month to the offseason for them to have off. These NBA players need a rest, man. They need a real good rest. Seriously. And I mean this with all due respect because let's be frank, your numbers have been tanking for years now. Go look it up. You can do whatever research you want. But your old shit has been tanking numbers wise. It just has. So with your numbers already dwindling and have been for years, the best thing you could do is to give especially the big name and key players, of your sport, even just a little bit more rest. That's why I'm adamant. Whatever you're going to do this offseason, however many months you're going to have off, add an extra month in there. Dead serious. Or lower your regular season games. Take away 10 regular season games. Start off with that. But once this COVID thing hit and all this extra basketball you're putting in there, you're getting key players hurt left and right, and you're hurting your own league. Therefore, you're hurting your own money because a lot of people ain't going to be as tuned in because they know key players are out. So yeah, you're worried about money, but also you're hurting your own money with all this scheduling and stuff. So give them an extra month off. Fuck what you lose wise for that month. Fuck it, throw it away, be good with it. And I guarantee you, this next season, you'll have a very healthier NBA. And hopefully your numbers didn't rise. It's the best thing I could tell you to the NBA and your commissioner. Now, like I said, I don't really care that much about this year's NBA playoffs because, like, it just goes by what I just said. A lot of players have been key players from key teams have been out for the season, caught big injuries left and right. They're in and out of lineups left and right. This year has kind of annoyed me. It's just like if it is what it is, and what it is that the NBA and their commissioner rushed them back on the court, and it's just it's a bad product this year. Be frank. I mean, 1 week we could have Kyrie Irving out there, then the next 2 weeks he's on the bench with an injury, or James Harden, he could go bonkers for a month and then be off the court for a month. We could have KD, man, he's killing it. Oh, dude, he tweaked something again. That's just one team. That's just one team. Ah, let's go to other teams. Should we talk about the Denver Nuggets and Jamal Murray? Everybody think Denver would have been better? They had Jamal Murray this playoffs? Hell yeah. I mean, Jamal Murray, boom. He was even reports that he was sore going into the year, but because of rush season, he played, and boom, big injury happened, big surgery, boom, gone. Stop hurting your own league, NBA. You're hurting your own league. COVID hurt everybody, not just all you billionaire companies. It hurt everybody's pockets. Everybody felt the wrath of COVID. We understand that. Money's hurting everywhere. You still have plenty of money. Even whenever COVID hit, if you missed a whole season, you'll still be doing good. Give them rest. The NFL, at least, they gave them normal rest this offseason. Yes, they're doing camps, rightfully so. And then they're in agreement to try to get rid of, yeah, they added a 17th game on the regular schedule, but they're getting rid of preseason games, which is kind of good because key players got injured before the regular season started. That's going to be less now, at least, from preseason to regular season. I more so can understand in regular season with it being full speed, you getting hurt. That's as much as a contact sport that is. That's just going to happen. But I just hope that in the sports world, the main issue that I have is all these leagues rushing during this pandemic to make sure that they make as much money as possible. I caution them to care more about the players than the money part. Still make your money. Don't act like you're not rich because all of you are filthy rich. But I adamantly stress, give these players, for all of you major sports outlets out there and sports teams out there and sports leagues, give your players their proper rest that they normally were accustomed to. Just because COVID took money away, give them the same regular stuff that they're normed to. Don't stop pushing stuff and trying to condense stuff. Because that's why your leagues are getting hit, is because a lot of your key players and all your different leagues are getting hurt left and right because you're going out of the norm. Once you do that, you're begging for this kind of stuff to happen, and it does, and it's going to continue. So give your teams, give your players, even if you have to give them a little bit of extra time off, do it. Give these athletes their due rest. Seriously, let them be with their families more after this past year and a half. Give them a little bit more time with their family. Let them mentally be better. Get themselves, everything. It does nothing but wonders. There's so many good they could do. What I'm suggesting, so much good. Mental capacity will be better. Them being with their family, a little bit more time with their family is only going to make it better. Their health will obviously get better because they have more time to recuperate their body if they need to, if they were hurt, and more time to rehab. There is way more good than the few more millions you would make or lose. So that's even the soccer teams out there and shit, man. That's for every league. Baseball, every league. Please do that. Because this past year, sports was all right, but it was a down year in sports altogether across all sports. It's just complete BS. It just was. I'm talking all the way down to NCAA basketball. I watched that. I like that. College basketball. That was a farce and shit. So many teams missed so many games. This many things. This, that, this. People in and out. Just do what you got to do. Stop rushing the product. Stop forcing the money. And think about the health and well-being first. Just do it. Live with the outcome. Live with the money lost of whatever it does to it. Just live with it. Trust me, in today's economy, once this pandemic passes, you're going to make it up within a year or two. Trust me. But hopefully y'all enjoyed today's episode. Again, I want y'all to know, if y'all are admin gamers, you all can catch me on Twitch. It is the name of this of my YouTube channel here. It's all in one word. Rocky Sports Talk Sheet, all lowercase letters. Find me on Twitch there. You can go check out my videos and stream and stuff like that. Also, if you want to, hit me up on Twitter at Rocky Sports, ROCKEY Sports. 2 different words. Some people say I hit you up. No, it's not everything is all one word put together. I ain't got to do that on Twitter. So at Rocky Sports, ROCKEY Sports. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like I said, Two-Face Big Dreads, you're welcome to clarify on your chat thing here, because made no sense. Kimba got traded. We weren't even talking about Kimba, whatever. But you're going to have to clarify, because he signed, didn't get traded. He signed with the Celtics after he left the Hornets and turned down their offer. So, gonna need to clarify that. You can message me if you need to clarify what you're trying to talk about there. Maybe you're trying to say Kimba needs to get traded. Don't know. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I hope y'all liked the video. And please like and subscribe to the channel. Please, I have so many good videos, so many top 10. And I got an NFL greatest players list video that I really like. That's one of my favorites still. One of my other favorites is the top 15 greatest number one overall picks in NBA history. And spoiler, LeBron is number one. And just go check out that video and you'll see why. But there's some great other videos that I got, so go check them out, guys. But thank you all. Like I said, we're getting close to that 4-month mark. I appreciate the people that have subscribed and have liked and have chatted with me. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all giving a new YouTuber the time. And like I said, it's just very appreciative. I'm going through a lot right now with my wife and stuff, being checked to find out if she's got breast cancer or not. And so me doing these videos on the side, which I like to do, and streaming my games and stuff, and chatting with people on Twitch, it's really like giving me time away from the world and what's going on in the world, especially my world. So it's like a breath of fresh air. So I really do. Whenever I say thank you, I really truly do mean it. And y'all just don't know how much I do mean that by, but it's a lot. So I'm very highly appreciative. So I will try to get y'all another video tomorrow before I go to work. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get this still every day. I was off for like a week or two because no, I didn't have video for a week. That's because our internet kind of got fucking messed up and we had to fucking get it refixed. So, but now we're back on. But work with me. Some days I will, like I said, I'll try to get you all video every day. But I got a new job and it's very, very, very extremely physical. And it's 12 hours a day, and I can barely move every day by the time I get home. But I'm going to still try to push through this. But thank you all. That's the end of today's episode. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe, and go check out the other videos. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Till next time. I will see y'all. Peace out, everybody.